All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hajime no Ippo, Season 2, Episode 4. All right, Arnie is down.
Yep, Miyata gave quite the counter that went through the Bloody Cross.
Yes, he drove through it, but Arnie is not out.
Right.
The crocodile has very stubby legs, yes, but he might not have taken enough damage for this to be something that is a clean kill.
And I mean, we could always get the pleasant surprise if they start the episode and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're out, you know.
Right.
But given
yeah.
that didn't happen last episode.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome. Because then Miyata having, him get back up, it means it's over.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really much.
He put everything into that punch.
Yeah. And this fight being something that they kind of, have at the beginning of the season here means that it might be kind of apropos to have our good boy lose.
And I gotta say, I really appreciate how respectful of Miyata Arnie is.
Yes.
I think that does a lot to make me kind of excited for him to beat Miyata and then become the rival or the
next obstacle.
The next obstacle for Ippo. Plus,
or the next kind of goal. Target.
Right. Yeah. Plus his voice is just so sultry and sexy and wonderful. But
Not biased at all.
No bias here.
Slightest, yeah. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
I love how this OP is like so straightforward and epic and awesome and all that stuff. And then you have the ED where you're just like, yes.
These bumbling idiots, yes. I actually forgot. Like, there's that little bit of running up to then the punching, montage. But is there actually a running montage in this OP?
Yeah,
they have this, which is like the, I'm doubting myself.
Right.
I'm all alone. And then I look up, and I see my friends, my coach. I see, like, the gods of boxing. And then I'm like, yes, I'm one of them.
And I would just like to point out that Daddy Date was the last thing he saw before he squared up. Just saying.
Right. That's why, in some ways, I don't want Arnie to be, like, some kind of, like...
final...
Well, no, not even that. Just, like, anyone, like, super serious. Just someone where he's just someone else on their own journey. He's a new character in the whole thing there.
Sure.
But, we get more of a rematch season, where there's a lot of people that we haven't seen fight in a while. All right. So, if it was fully stopped here, I'm really impressed that Miyata was able to bring in enough power.
To knock him down?
Still to knock him down. So it has to be coming from his legs, specifically. Oh, then the rotation, yeah. So it's everything.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, it would have to be, otherwise he wouldn't get knocked down. But then he continues to drive through it.
Follow through and just to the ground.
I love that in that shot, Takamura is the one that's not freaking out, though.
Yeah.
Like, he almost has a grim look on his face, like, okay.
Yep.
Now, can you do this again, Miyata?
Right. Oh, that would be great if he stayed down.
His eyes are vacant.
Yeah.
Hey, start counting, buddy. Don't waste your time telling him to go to the neutral corner. Yeah. Don't yell. Just keep it quiet. He won't listen.
Yeah.
Ippo is so stressed.
Oh, the way they're focusing on it here. Like, well, it could be either.
They never do this without it being like, the person getting back up.
But sometimes they go to get back up and then they can't get back up. Like, yeah. Oh, man.
Yep. Count faster, damn it!
I mean, he's at 8, so he might not make it in time.
Dang it. These are those moments that where I'm like, thinking is like a time stop.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is some wild bullshit. Here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That was the longest.
Cake,
that was the longest 10 seconds. Freaking anime.
No way! What?
What?
Wait!
What?
Wait! Wait!
What?
Really? Really?
Yes! What? No!
What?
He did it! He did it! What? Ippo!
That is
freaking
such
show.
a debate.
You're
like,
just so
like,
juking
oh
us.
man.
Well, Takamura, again, the one not cheering.
Oh.
Oh my god. That was such a dick move, Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
How dare you make us, like, get switched out like that.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Played us like a fiddle.
Yeah, that was evil. That was cruel. I need a drink too. Oh,
Wow.
you did good, son. That'll do, Miyata. That'll do.
Yep, yep. You're gonna get to fight Ippo, Miyata.
Oh.
You're gonna get to fight Ippo.
It's like, this is...
Oh boy.
He took the long road and was rewarded for it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, we know Ippo. We all think it's cool. Why is he
We're
doing that? It's not
Nakama.
like he's a rival or anything.
Yeah.
Baka.
Right.
Why is...
So will this arc end with Ippo making a rivalry confession?
I mean, it's more of a chance of that than a Kumi confession, so, you know.
No, Kumi confession will happen. Ippo will just miss it.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet.
So, okay. All right.
We were like completely off base.
Yeah, thrown for a loop.
Oh. Ooh.
商品価値がなくなったって吐き捨てたらしい。見捨てたということか。ん
Yeah.
He's waiting. Yeah.
Look at that hat.
I know. I know.
It's so cliche.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And then he wakes up. Oh, oh.
どうしたらあれほど耐えられる？俺のパンチは決して軽くないはずだ。
Yeah, I gotta know.
このまま君に帰れない。
Wow.
君の口からはっきりと答えを。
Yeah, tell him.
Awesome.
あんたが満足する答えかどうかわかんないけど、ただの意地かな。
意地？意地だけであれほど耐えられた。
Really
こ
stubborn.
の意地っぱりは他に言いやしないぜ。あまりにも単純明快な答えでかえってすっきりしたよ。
Right, there's nothing complicated about it.
国に帰ったら日本人は意地っぱりだと言いふらしてやるさ。ミスター坂口は腹いせに第2第3の資格を送り込んだ。
Oh.
Really?
Oh, he is that kind of person? Wow.
ベルトは渡しはしない。
All right.
相手が誰であろうと。
Mm.
Hey.
チャンプ。
Now,
His hat is freaking stupid.
長かったな。ここまで。 ようやくあいつと肩を並べることができる。
したもんだよな、宮田は。
Yeah!
そこから大逆転すんだもんな。
しびれましたよ、あのカウンター。
試合のねえ奴らはおとなしくしてな。
Oh!
高村さん。
次は俺様の。
Oh! Alright.
Alright, against the world's number 2. We're not even going into detail on the fight. It's just, yeah, Takamura beat number 2. Okay.
挑戦と銘打たれたジュニアミドル級10回戦。世界に
Wow.
3ラウンドで粉砕。高村守が世界戦
Wow. Okay, but it was a 10-round match, though.
Yeah.
なる加熱が予想される。その
Chief among them, let's see.
WBA 世界フェザー
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
ビジネス対伊達英一。
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Let's do
yes,
it.
please.
Oh my
All
god,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
あなたに唯一黒星をつけた相手が世界戦に挑むことになった感想は？
え、伊達さんは誰が相手でもきっと勝ちます。だってあんなに強いんですから。
赤コーナー中台所属125ポンド4分の1日本フェザー級チャンピオン伊達英二。
Oh. Jeez,
right.
that belt looks like a piece of armor. Like you might want to take it off, you know.
Oh, yeah, they'll take
Yeah.
it off for the
Yeah.
match.
幕の内一歩。
Okay, I was gonna say, Date doesn't have the long hair. What?
Right, right.
日本フェザー級タイトルマッチの開始です。
Just showing this part again.
Yeah, with the updated visuals and everything.
Right, right.
Yeah, because that's a good point. When Ippo fought Date, that was a long time ago.
Right. Oh. Yeah, and then he...
Yeah.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Yeah.
That's
Did you forget what this man could do?
like that's an anime move name if I ever saw one.
Yep. It's crazy to think there was a time when Ippo lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good to have in a sports anime, I would say, is to have your main character or characters lose. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because it keeps the tension high, in future matches when okay, they are
Yep.
actually
Mhm.
vulnerable. They're not
Yeah.
invulnerable.
伊達さんは絶対勝ちますよ。
That was a pretty long flashback to just
Yeah.
be the point of he was strong.
そう言えるかしら。
WBA 世界フェザー級チャンピオン。
Is this the same person that he fought last time?
I think it is.
62戦62勝58。
Holy shit!
Whoa!
That is insane.
Yeah, it's definitely the same guy because
リカルドを知らない奴はいないってくらいだ。
wow.
その62勝の中には
Yep, exactly. This was the one that he
Mhm.
lost to way back when. Yep. So it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he was a younger man, a decade ago.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool. So we'll get two legends.
Yeah, this
who are-
guy's still fighting at this level
Yeah,
all that time later.
after a decade.
Wow.
世界タイトル17回防衛中のスーパーチャンプが
17 times!
That's madness.
伊達さんは確かに強い
Freaking Takamura!
ところ想像できないんですけど。
Dude, Ippo, don't worry. Once you see the length of his hair, you'll have more confidence in Date again.
Well, I was a little bit worried when we saw the promotional picture.
Oh.
リカルドを避けて WBC を狙った方が
Oh, so there's different world titles. Oh, okay.
手のおっさんはあえて一度負けてる WBA にこだわった
He might not even care about the title.
Okay,
It's just the fact that he
7
gets the
years.
opportunity to, fight him again.
まともに考えりゃ不利だけどよなんとなく俺はこう思うぜ
Yeah, how do you see it, Takamura? You've got the good eyesight.
があるんじゃねえかって。
自信
Yeah, he wouldn't go there for a loss.
Oh, sure. I would say that in some ways,
賞賛があるからこその挑戦なんだ
I don't think that's entirely true, though.
Oh yeah.
Because in some ways,
チャンピオン
just going to the world stage at that level a second time with your old rival, that might be enough, you know?
Sure. Right. Like, not that he thinks he'll definitely win, but like, you know, that he wants to test it.
Right.
世界一強い男
Yeah, in your weight class.
一体何
Right.
なんだ
Yeah.
想像もつかないや
肌で感じてみるか。
Ooh.
会長
We're going to watch this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
世界一の男、リカルド
Oh.
Really?
から来日する。そして日本でのスパーリングパートナー
No way.
No way.
相手は日本フェザー級
He only wants the
Wow.
best.
Yeah. Well, and also the person that fought against Date
Ippo's not cluing
recently.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he just clued in.
Uh-huh.
Took him a few seconds.
Me? Yeah.
ですか世界チャンピオンと
You're going to spar with him, Ippo. Yeah, you don't stand a chance at all, but
世界とはどれほどのもの
that's very true.
Wow.
He might not even show you everything, you know? It's just like,
Well, and if you think about it, once you're at that level,
you've
how do
seen
you
everything.
Well, you've seen everything, but also, how do you even spar with people?
Well, I think in some ways, actually, you'd be really good at sparring with people. Because you have the ability to just control your body and go, okay, I'm in sparring mode. I'm going to execute some, you know, some maneuvers, some rotations of punches.
Right, but like, in a way that, like, where they push you enough, you know?
Sure.
もしかしたら
The music. Oh my god.
癖とか何か伊達さんの役に立つことがわかるかもしれない
Oh, he's like, I'm going to give Date some info.
Yeah.
実力がどこまで通用するか本気で
Well, this will be good.
All right.
That'll be good.
That will be.
I love that they're also
Huh.
like kind of, well, it's a world stage fight because Date is from Japan. That means in some ways that the fight's also potentially going to be in Japan.
Potentially. Although if he's the challenger, I would think he would go to the. He would be going to the place, you know?
Sure.
But who knows?
Yeah. God, that face, Ippo.
Yep. It's just.
This ED, I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, it's like. Like, there are parts of it that I really like.
Right.
And then there's parts like that face for me where I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. Just a 7:59. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
all right. Freaking Miyata
Yeah.
won that fight. There is no way we could have seen that coming.
I think on 3 we should just collectively say the 3 words that people are loath to say. We were wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. Like we
I'm
were
like,
but I like to
words.
think that this is, I mean, yes, you know, it ended up being the simplest explanation that he knocked him down and he stayed down, but they, like, this show did a really good job
They
of
juked
making
us
it
so
seem like it
hard.
was going to be something else, because he hadn't done too much damage to Arnie by that point. Like, he had done some, but not nearly as much as Arnie had done to him. And Miyata is usually the one that you know, can't take the punches as well as other fighters, right?
Right.
So, and Arnie was being so respectful and everything. It's like I could totally see him being that next opponent for Ippo.
Right.
But no, it actually worked.
It worked
Like-
super well.
Like,
And this is something that's cool with them calling back things with the jolt punch and stuff. But when Arnie specifically does his cross with the block from his elbow, he kind of breaks the momentum of his own punch going into the going into Miyata's punch. So Miyata didn't have Arnie's forward momentum helping him there. This had to be a full power of his body entirely going into his jaw and driving him all the way forward, like into the ground like that. That punch was kind of a, like, not a fluke, I'm saying, but like a pure piece of perfection for Miyata.
Right. I think the reason why it still did end up getting some of Arnie's like strength being put into it is that even if like because he was kind of punching and Miyata got on the other side of it, but it was still something where he was planning to punch, so he would have been like a bit more forward maybe.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about actual momentum into it.
Gotcha.
That's where
Okay.
Miyata hits the sweet spot, is when he has them moving into his own punch, so he doesn't need to, like, he doesn't need to put everything
he doubles
into
down
to kill
on it.
them,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. He adds their own strength into his punch. Yeah.
And it's devastating.
Yep.
It can knock out anyone. That's the whole point of it.
Yep.
So it worked out really well here, and I've never felt so excited to be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In an anime in a long time.
And they did such a good job with it because it was setting it up like, oh, yeah, but, you know, he's going to get back up, you know, and they focus on it, and it's like, no, he's getting back up, and it's like, no. And they're doing, like, the slow counting where it's like, you know, 6.
Come on.
Everyone talks and thinks about it, and they're like, oh, my God. And then he starts getting up, 7, you know, like, and it's like, and then he can't do it, you know, and he falls back down. And then that's that.
That was so exciting and just satisfying.
Yep. And also, I got to say, one of the reasons why I feel like this worked really well is because there was a potential catharsis on either end for multiple reasons. One, that Ippo could then face Arnie and beat him, and that would be great, right? But 2, that Miyata could then do what he's needed to do for a while and move up in weight class, and then he could eventually get that rematch with Mashiba.
Right.
So there's still, like, so there was a good way out if Miyata did end up losing, which made it seem even more so that he was actually going to lose, right?
Yeah.
But then here we get the idyllic version of he beats him, and now he's there, and he'll be able to face Ippo, you know, like on the world stage, and awesome. All right, here we are.
My God.
This is the world we live in now.
It's just nuts.
Like,
so there's that, and wonderful.
Yep.
Takamura just absolutely thrashes the second in the world. In the world.
Yep.
And now he is in a different weight class than a lot of our other characters here, so that's something to consider. Is that
because Takamura is a monster.
He is a monster, and thus when he enters the ring, you know, he looks like a heavyweight. Maybe he doesn't actually to anyone that's some more people that watch boxing, but you look at him and you're just like,
he literally fought a bear. Like,
and he proudly bears the scars.
Exactly.
You know?
To make sure that no one forgets, because that's kind of ridiculous.
Like, you almost get, in a weird way, like, this is a bad comparison.
Oh, yeah?
But you kind of get this dumb pride Kanye West, I am a god, you know, from Takamura. Except the fact that Takamura is also a more endearing kind of baka, you know? And I'm sorry I made the comparison, but yeah. So that's a thing. Date is facing the world champion, though, specifically the world champion that he lost to at, I believe, the same world stage. Like, it was the same area he was defending there. And one of his 17 defense of the world championship title for featherweight.
Because 64 wins, 62 KOs, and 17 title defending matches. So, what the actual hell?
So I think I've got it, Jacob. You know what this guy is? He's so fast that he just gets around people and drives like perfect combinations of punches. We're gonna see Date get aura basically.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Like, that's my prediction.
The thing is, though, I don't think you can nail it down to any one stat.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's going to be something like it's in those games where it's like, here's the characters you can choose from for your sports team or whatever.
So your car.
Right. And then there's all the stats and everything. And then there's the one where it's just like, why did you even put this in here? This isn't balanced. Like,
no one's going to pick anything but that.
Yeah, they're going to be first pick every single time.
Right.
You know,
backyard baseball. Yeah, everyone picks Pablo Sanchez in the beginning.
Exactly.
Because,
you know, like, that's just how it works.
It do be like that.
And it's like, you know, balance, what's that? So now here's this guy, And yeah, and people have tried over, like, okay, 17, like, that's just, like, I feel like it's easy for that to just be a number, but think about that.
well-
That's 17 different times
Yeah.
that people who have dedicated their lives to boxing and have proven themselves to be some of the best people out there, they're competing at the world stage. Then they look at this guy and they're like, I've seen you fight before, I've analyzed your fights and everything, I'm gonna take you down, right? Like, I know.
I mean,
like,
it's not that they know. They're risking.
Oh, sure, they're
a
risking
lot,
and all
yeah.
that stuff too.
Yeah.
But the idea that, especially as it keeps on happening, right?
True.
And it's like
True.
one, it's at that point it probably becomes like a jackpot thing of like, let's see if I can do it. But they also have all this history of fights that they can look at as like, so this is the kind of monster that this guy is. He just destroys people. He eats them for breakfast again and again and again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do it this time. Nope.
I think the biggest thing also
Taken out.
to remind ourselves with this is that he's been the world champion for at least 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, what's important, I think, to bring into context there is that those 17 matches could have happened at any point during those 7 years before or what have you. But the idea that I don't think most people would try to rematch against the same world champion.
Probably
I don't
not.
think the world champion would necessarily accept the fight from those people if that happened too. I'm not sure if that's how it worked, where it's like, because I'm sure it's not been 17 years where it's like there's an annual thing for, okay, one person may challenge whoever is the number one in the world.
Multiple matches, per year, because otherwise that'd be pretty hard to stay in top form if you only do one boxing match a year.
Yeah, and also like you want to go on some winning streaks, right? So you're like, throw me like 7 of these fools. Like I'm just gonna eat them all up in the course of like 2 years.
But still, that's something where Date faced him 7 years ago.
Yeah, he was one of those 17.
He was one of those 17. And the idea that this guy is still champion, like Date,
after all that time,
after all that time, the fact that Date is still in the incredible condition that he is
a testament to him.
Is a testament to him. It is a ridiculous testament to him.
Yep.
But this guy, I did that too. I've been doing that too.
Right.
That's.
but yeah, if we had to basically choose the stat that he has a 5 in, whereas everyone else only gets to go up to 4s. You know? My thing is that we have not seen a speed boxer since Psyche.
And usually the speed boxers are not powerful.
Yes, exactly.
So, if it's speed and power, like that, you don't mess with that.
It's the combination in some ways that Miyata lacks. Miyata has reflexes and I would say mental acuity.
Right,
like,
he's got all the technical
mental elasticity, where
Yeah.
he basically can make the decision to time his motion, which is fast, with the motion of the other players down to like the microsecond. So
right,
he
he's
ends up-
adaptable. Yeah.
Right. But he is also fast. But he doesn't have the actual strength nearly like Ippo does. So it's one of those things where in some ways it limits his style of boxing. But I would love to see someone where they take on the old kind of grizzled guy, but they're themselves also, you know, they've got some years in them, you know?
Like,
and yet they're also ridiculously good and maybe even also so fast that Date is literally having to do some like Mangekyou Sharingan, like how do I even see this guy's movements and stuff?
One of the things that I loved about the Ippo versus Date fight, other than the fact that Ippo lost and how they did that and everything, it was fantastic. It was amazing. And like, let's be real, there are a bunch of ridiculously fantastic fights in Ippo. And I don't know if I can necessarily say that the Ippo versus Date fight is my favorite because there's too many to choose from, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But one of the things that I absolutely loved about that is how technical it got, right?
Yeah,
the
true.
idea that Ippo physically was better than Date, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But Date had the moves, right? He had the experience, and he started pulling out all kinds of things that made the fight incredibly dynamic and everything, right?
Yep.
Because as much as the Sendo versus Ippo, Lollapalooza, like they just keep going, that totally works and it's amazing. I love to see when they get into the technical details.
For sure.
And we're going to be having that from both sides.
Well, like that's the thing. I would ask predictions here. How much time do you actually think they're going to give to this fight?
That's a good question, because Ippo isn't in it, so
I would say they would give a full episode.
At least a full episode.
Yeah, I think they would have a full episode dedicated to it. So that means half of like one episode and half of another. But yeah, I think they'll have a point in the episode though where they'll skip through a bunch of rounds rather quickly.
Yep.
And then they'll have some technical stuff that is more built up from the outside. And that's where the match kind of covers more than one episode.
Yeah.
But the actual time they'll spend in the ring, I don't feel like will be that long.
Although I will say, one of the ways that they can still have the match go into plenty of detail without spending too much time on the match itself is the fact that Ippo is going to be sparring against him. Because since he's doing that, they can establish some of the techniques that he's going to be using within, like, outside of the match, so that then he can just use them and we know what he's doing. Right.
That was one of the things I was saying, was that the commentary stuff is going to take up more of the match, but we're going to have that in I would say, a pretty extensive way. Because even though we know a bit of what makes Date in the ring, we don't know anything about that with Ricardo. So yeah, the sparring would be a good example for that. But also just having our squad, our crew of people actually watching the fight and being able to give insights, because they're like, world champion stuff. And even Takamura might get a little excited and go, you know what's funny? I could take guys like this. I could do that. Like, and it's one of those things where we'll be like, okay, yeah.
Well, and potentially even, that's a good technique. Like,
right.
Like, you know, because like Date, and one of the other things I'm excited to see is that Date had his particular style of fighting against Ippo.
Right.
Because he could use, like the whole smothering of the punches.
Yeah.
That's something that wouldn't necessarily work on an experienced boxer, right? So he wouldn't rely on that as much, because he knows that the psychological battle isn't one that he'd be able to win with that, right? So he'd have to use different angles. Yeah. So like, how will Date change things up when he's going up against someone that not only beat him 7 years ago, right, soundly, but also, you know, has that same level of experience, or even more potentially, since Date went out of it for a while.
I could see Date actually being kind of, and this is not pun intended, but I could see him being kind of fighting like a bear, where he just kind of hunkers in, you know, and he just kind of takes it and stuff, and then he just executes like some very basic but very hard to deal with 1, 2, 3. You know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and just keeps kind of doing that, and then it'll start to go into like it'll become like almost like an anthem, where it's like, we will, like, we will. I can't even do it right. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, like something where it's Lollapalooza, but instead it's more like, I'm so out of it right now.
No, I would love that. But what makes me excited about things like that is that can happen from both sides.
Well, But we don't know anything about Ricardo yet.
But we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. And oh man, I'm excited to see Ippo get his ass handed to him in a sparring match. We've kind of seen that happen before in certain circumstances, but not like this. Like the fact that Kamigawa was like, I don't expect you to even put up a good fight, but it'll be an experience.
Right. But I think we're also assuming a little bit. We're almost vilifying Ricardo before we met him, just because he's facing our daddy. You know. So I think in some ways, actually, just because they're sparring doesn't mean he's going to get his ass kicked. Like, what if actually, like, in terms of sparring, it's more of like, you're a good boxer. Would you mind if I took this a little seriously for a second? And it's just a thing of where he's like, no, I'm being respectful.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hurt you. But like, I've been kind of doing this a little bit casually, and I need to kind of warm up a little bit and kind of get to that. But now I'm almost there. So when I shift into that, just kind of be ready. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, don't worry, I won't do anything crazy. I won't go after your jaw. Like, I'll go for your chest, your body. And Ippo's just like, we could just.
Why are you like?
I don't think it's necessarily what he's going to be like.
Why are you qualifying all of this? Like, I already agreed to spar with you. Like, what exactly do you have? You know?
But I would think if you were going to spar with someone, you wouldn't want to kill them within 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't think there will be any kind of malicious, like, all right, I get to spar with this kid, now I'm going to beat the living daylights out of him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Like, it doesn't help him any more than it helps Ippo. So.
And he'll want to keep a lot of the tricks that he's wanting to keep secret from Date close to the chest, so that way he still has those in the match, right?
This is a way for him to get warm.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, this is something that's good to bring up. I would say there's no way that he's sparring with someone in Japan if he's going to fly out to a completely different, like, other country. Like,
oh, maybe not. That would make it easier for Ippo and everyone to watch. Like,
yeah.
Not needing to actually go to the other country to watch it in person or watch it on TV or something.
That was another interesting world building thing, was the idea that there's like a WBC and a WBA.
Yeah.
Where Date specifically could have gotten the world title at least faster or easier if he went after someone that hadn't fought him before.
Right, because I think...
But he did this specifically because Ricardo is the world title holder of that specific one.
Or at the very least, what I'm guessing this might be is that it's a region thing. So he's the champion of like a region, and then there are other regions that, like, if you were to become champion of that region, it would mean more for the world stage kind of a thing.
But we are the world stage.
Right.
Stage.
But like for where you sit in the rankings on the world stage.
Yeah,
because like all the people on the world stage are champions, right?
Well,
so
no, like all the people at the world stage are people that ranked up basically high enough to where they would, I guess, get fights at the world stage. Like the OPBF is kind of the world stage in that regard as well. Yada wasn't a champion before he got there. Like, he ranked up all the way to rank 1 in a regional thing. And that's not at all related to the WBA or the WBC. Okay. I think the WBA and WBC is more just an organization that has its own other ranking.
Yeah, we'll probably have to get more information on the details of how all this works. Yeah,
right. But what's interesting about that means that there can be 2 world champions of the same weight class from different organizations.
Oh,
so it's just something to think about, because I wouldn't assume that Date would be able to go into one if it was region based.
Mm-hmm.
If he has the choice of being able to choose one, then I think it's just entirely based on the boxing organization that founded. It's kind of like the American League and the National League in baseball,
Oh, okay.
For the US.
Gotcha.
Like, they end up competing against each other in the World Series, but in a different universe, maybe there would be a world version for both of them or something where they both end up at the top. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm fairly out of sports, things and all that.
Right, but just psychologically, it just feels like it would be interesting to have a big chunk of this episode be about Date can win because he's strong, and then it's like, yeah, he wouldn't go into this fight unless he believed he could win. And then it's like, wait, no. There's this world building thing where they mention he could have gone for this other one, which would have been an easier win, which means that he's probably not coming to this fight entirely just because he thinks he can win. It's because he can win against Ricardo,
right? Mm-hmm.
But also because Ricardo beat him before.
Yeah, so it's personal. Yeah,
it's personal, which means
it's not about the rankings as much as it is about the fight.
Exactly, which I would say is a good setup for Date losing. That's in my opinion, that's a good setup for Date losing.
One of the things that's tough here is that since they've built up Ricardo so much, if Date does win, that's huge. And the hugeness of the consequences of that can't really be understated, I feel like. So I wouldn't be surprised if Date lost. I'd want him to win, though.
Of course we want him to win. Yeah. But they haven't even started really building up Ricardo. Like, they're going to keep doing it probably for the next, 2 or 3 episodes.
Also,
just within, commentary and stuff.
Also, on the promotional art, maybe I missed it, but it didn't look like Date had the long hair that we saw in the opening.
No, he didn't.
Which means that maybe that's a point that this isn't sort of the end of his journey or going to be the focal point of his journey within the world stage. This is maybe just the setup in a similar way to Miyata for him to be able to say fight Ippo again.
Sure, and that might be a thing of where it's like there's maybe regulations. I would say there would have to be certain regulations within the boxing kind of arena of what kind of hair, stuff is acceptable.
Yeah, at least having it
tied back in a thing. Because
Sure.
Arnie had long hair.
Yeah. Psyche had long hair. you know.
Yeah. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not actually as.
Plus, it just looks so cool.
It looks
you
really
know,
cool.
Like,
But that could be a cool way to have some intimidation factor. You know, he kind of shows up like this, where the promotional material shows him with short hair.
yeah.
But then when he shows up, he like has like a hair bun or thing in it, and he kind of like whips out and he da da da.
Well,
and like 50 ladies in the room get pregnant instantly. They just like and they just immediately like fall over.
And maybe it was actually that like the hair was going down like behind his head, so it wasn't fully like as visible in the shot. You know,
has a mullet?
for the promotional picture. Well, I mean, it's.
Dante with the mullet.
Oh,
I am in
God.
such a goofy mood right now. I don't know what's
But this
going on.
was awesome. I can't believe that Miyata
Yeah.
actually won. I'm very happy about that.
Me too.
Like,
Me too.
I don't think I've been, like you said, I don't think I've been so happy to be so wrong about something. Like,
because it was such a
Like-
switch.
like, well, in the last
Wow.
episode, we didn't even consider for a moment that we were like, I
No,
guess that's possible.
no, I think
but
we
like,
were like 70-30. No, because I think
okay, I will say I wasn't.
no, when he got knocked down, I think I changed my voting to 65-35 with Arnie
Oh yeah.
winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't zero. Was it?
Not
No.
it wasn't zero for me, but I would say it was probably about
Mentally.
15%, maybe
Okay.
20%.
Maybe-
that, like Miyata would
Maybe
actually
I'm
win.
misremembering.
Like I don't know. I can't remember if we said
Okay.
exact numbers, but just to be thinking, oh, like Miyata does an awesome thing, and then immediately being like, oh Miyata, I'm sorry, this is the end for you,
Yeah.
and then it actually works.
It
It
was a good one. It was a really
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yes, I wrote a book. It's a sci-fi novel. It's called Battle Lines, and it's really cool. It's got lots of awesome action, and it's on Amazon. Link in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all next time.